it's about time for me to do another ranking on Eurovija.LT. And we're back, of course. This time we're looking at Heat 4. We have 2 heats left before we get to the final. So, yeah, of course, this week will be Heat 4, and the next week will be Heat 5, and then the next following week after that will be the Grand Final. And which the Grand Final will be on, unfortunately, I think the 28th, right? 14. Yeah, 28. This will be a huge Super Saturday, folks. So I think we have Norway, Finland, Bulgaria, Italy, and the likes. I could not remember, and of course Serbia, I think. But yeah, of course this will be a huge one because Heat 4 is where some of the interesting development came along because this selection was a tough one. So this, Heat is a tough one for at least because there are a couple of entries that make me impressed. So I'm going to explain all of them right now because this is my ranking of all the 8 entries and the 4th heat of Eurovija.LT 2026, the Lithuanian national selection. Starting over with number 8, Patricia Lushinska with Worth It. The song is pretty much decent though, nothing else to add. The vocals were alright, but yeah, so B plus for her. Number 7 is the group More with an punctuation mark with the song Tay Blang Vai. The song is alright. The interesting thing is about the tone of the song, which is kind of makes a little alright for a disco song. I've already seen those types in some songs in Eurovision before, in kind of a disco mood, but not the likes of Furka Skuchka. This one has kind of like an LPS mood, so A minus. Number 6, Amy Acidic with You Broke Me, very decent. The vocals are great, but still it was alright. So the lyrics is decent, so A minus. Number 5, Celine Ice with Nesuno, very interesting one here. The vocals were okay, but the overall tone is pretty much alright, so A minus. And here comes the favorites. Number 4, Freya Ali with No Kiss Goodbye, which is kind of makes it a little more impressive one. I kind of like the vocals, but the overall tone is impressive. So this one kind of makes interesting though. So A tier, and that kind of and the title that gives me Kiss Kiss Goodbye vibes already. Number 3 is the group Shower, now pronounced as or spelled as SHWR, removing the vowels, with the song Contact. And pretty much to say it, I have never heard of their previous entries, but this one I kind of meant to say it was my own introduction to them. So it was great. The overall vocals is interesting, and the overall tone is so wild. So A tier for them. Noah Blue with Hold My Own is also one of the interesting favorites here. The vocals is impressive. The tone is amazing. Nothing else to say. A tier. And lastly, one of last year's favorites, Lion Sika with the song Solo Quiero Mas. The song is pretty much the opposite of his previous entry from last year, but except the fact that it was sort of a techno band of some sorts. His vocals were interestingly amazing, and nothing else to say except for the fact that the tone is so dramatic. So A tier. Well, at least we have a couple of things to note on from this heat. There's nothing as much to add, except that it was a decent one, a little more interesting one, because we have a couple of interesting people here. Noah, Lion, Shower, Freya, and the likes. But next heat, of course, we're getting to the final 8. We have Matas, Il Senso, Lucky Ite, Aika, Shokubas, Hansanova, Lolita Siva, which is I think one of my favorites from that, and Walls of Water, in which their entry is currently unreleased yet. But so far, Heat 4 was the most interesting one. But I don't think so if my top 4 can top that, because 2 of them will advance to the final, 1 of them will go to the wildcard round, but we'll see. Because Eurovija.LT makes them their own version of Melody Festival and some sorts. So yeah, we're gonna be here for a little while because we only have 1 heat left before we get to the final. This is the second heat right now, a second to the last, and then 1 heat before the final, and then the final itself. So yeah, there's a couple of things I need to look forward to. So with that, that's basically it for Eurovija.LT Heat 4. Now, there's a couple of things that I have to look forward to. Of course, I'm currently having some plans already, because as of the recent point right now, I'm still unfinished on the Vienna calling ranking stuff. Of course, we already know that I have finished ranking that Stoicia finale. Molly Sue hasn't released her song yet, but I did rank through a snippet of that. And also, Melody Festival in Hate 3 is also this week, so I'll be releasing my, ranking video this Friday. Of course, Saga Ludvigsen and Medina will be returning, of course. Not only that, but we also can't wait for Sanremo, which all the entries will be released maybe at some point before, a week before the festival or something like that, because Sanremo did not conflict with the Olympics as usual. So Sanremo will start this Monday, 23rd, of course, and will end 28th. Sorry, 24 to 28. I think I can remember. I think 24 was the start of Sanremo, and then 28 was the finale. I could not remember. I did not check, but yeah, I think so. But yeah, and also I might expect me to start working on some San Marino Song Contest or the Selectia Nacional Romanian entries here, because I might do a ranking video on both of them, even if I have some chance to do so. But for now, that's basically it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And of course, my new link tree is available now. You can check it out to follow my socials, which you can find me at X, Instagram, DemonArt, and Discord. And you can also find my YouTube channel, so this channel and my main channel. So with that out of the way, my name is Duncan Nichols, and I thank you very much for watching, and we'll always be united by music.